Hello everyone, before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Andrik Sablah Kuntoro. I'm from Mechanical Engineering Batch 33 at Udayana University. So today I would like to present my presentation about non-ferrous metals of variety of possibility. Okay, this is the main report. Okay, this is the topic we will discuss in this presentation. Non-ferrous metals, a variety of possibilities. Compared with their steel counterpart, non-ferrous metal and alloy are notable in their number and in the diversity of their properties. Many non-ferrous elements do double duty as important alloying agent for both steels and non-ferrous metals. The latter approach was choice in this chapter, where several non-ferrous metals are grouped into the following key alloy categories. At first, like metals, aluminum, beryllium, magnesium, and titanium, corrosion-resistant alloys, cobalt, copper, nickel, titanium, aluminum, superalloy, nickel, cobalt, iron nickel, refractory metal, molybdenum, niobium, rhenium, tantalum, and tungsten, low melting point metals, bismuth, indium, lead, tin, and zinc, reactive metals, precious metals, rare earth metals, semi-metals, also known as metalloids. As this list indicates, some non-ferrous metals fit within multiple categories, reflecting the variety of property combination possible in non-ferrous metals. Okay, next, like metals. High-strength, lightweight alloy are of great importance in engineering application for use in land, sea, air, and space transportation. 1 kilogram of metal saved in the design and construction of such a system can result in important weight saving in power plants, transmission system, and in total fuel requirement. Next, aluminium. As a light metal, aluminium has a density of only 2.7 gram, resulting in a weight that is approximately one-third of the sum volume of steel, copper, or brass. Beryllium is a high-strength, lightweight metal that is finding increasing use as a structural material in aerospace vehicles. Next, magnesium has long been recognized as the light structural metal. Next, titanium is another low density element, 60% of the density of steel, that can be readily strengthened by alloying and deformation process. Okay, next, corrosion resistant alloy. Non-ferrous metal and alloy are widely used in corrosive environment. At one end of the spectrum, they are used for water piping and food preparation. Cobalt CO is used as an alloying element in alloy for various applications such as permanent and soft magnetic material, superalloy for creep resistant at high temperature, hard flexing and wear resistant alloys, corrosion resistant alloys, high speed steels, tool steels and other steels, cobalt based tool material, electrical resistant alloys, high temperature spring and bearing alloys, magnetostructive alloys, special expansion and constant modulus alloys. Next, copper Cu and copper tin alloys, bronze, have had an important application since antiquity. copper is a noble metal, but unlike gold and other precious metals, can be attacked by common reagents and environments. Another passive state can be obtained when the metal potential is shifted to more positive value, forming copper oxide, as seen on the Purbach diagrams of copper in water. Next, nickel. Alloys are very important to industries that deal with aggressive chemical and high temperature conditions. Many of the nickel alloys designed to resist aqueous corrosion process, higher resistant to hydrochloric acid and chloride-induced phenomena than the stainless steel. Next, titanium and its alloy are part of a larger family of materials known as the reactive metals. Next, aluminum. Like titanium, aluminum and its alloy are protected from many potentially corrosive environments by oxide films that form readily on freshly exposed surface. Next, superalloys. Superalloys are a group of nickel-based, cobalt-based, and iron-nickel-based alloy that exhibit outstanding strength and surface stability at temperature up to 85% of their melting points. Nickel superalloy. Nickel-based superalloy currently constitute over 50% of the weight of advanced aircraft engine. Turbine disc components are a major application. Powder metallurgy processing of superalloy has proved to be very repeatable and a cost-effective method of product. Next, cobalt superalloy. Virtually all cobalt-based superalloys are alloyed with nickel in order to stabilize the FCC structure between room temperature and the solidus temperature of the alloy. Okay, next, refractory metal. This family has five. This family has five members: niobium, also referred to as colonium, tantalum, molybdenum, tungsten, and rhenium. With the exception of two platinum group metals, osmium and indium, refractory metals have the highest melting temperature of all metals. Molybdenum has a relatively high melting temperature of blah blah blah, along with a high modulus, good grip strength, and the retention of mechanical properties at high temperature. Next, niobium. In addition to its high melting point, niobium is used for its combination of relatively lightweight and retention of high strength at surface temperature ranging from blah 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 blah. Rhenium. The properties of rhenium are generally similar to those of molybdenum and tungsten. Its melting temperature of 301 blah blah is the second highest among the refractory metals. Tantalum is a melting point of and high resistance to corrosion, including corrosion in body fluids. Tungsten, an extremely dense metal, is an excellent alloying agent. The major use of tungsten is in cemented carbide metal, cutting tools, and wear-resistant materials. Low melting point metal BaEN, PbSn, and Zn. Bismuth is brittle, easy to cast, and not readily formed by standard working method. Its melting point of is lower than that of thin lead solder. Indium is one of the softer metal, easily scratched, and high plastic. It can be deformed in compression almost without limit. It melts at blah blah blah, has low tensile strength and hardness, and is stable in dry air at room temperature. The next, reactive metals. Reactive metals readily combine with oxygen and at elevated temperature to form very stable oxides. Reactive metals are extremely noble because of their passive films. However, they may become embrittled by the interstitial absorption of oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. Beryllium, titanium, niobium, tantalum, hafnium, and zirconium are considered reactive metals. Of these metals, beryllium and titanium are low density metals and are often used for alloy in like structural application as previously noted. Ferroalloys, the primary application of zirconium is in the construction of nuclear reactor, generally as cladding and for structural elements. Next, precious metals. Gold is extremely soft, ductile, and easy to deform. Chemically, pure gold is 99.9% pure, and higher purity is commercially available. Resistant to oxidation is its outstanding property. Its color, yellow, is maintained in air or when heated. Silver. Among metals, pure silver has the highest thermal and electrical conductivity. Next to gold, it is the most ductile. Silver is also one of the most common corrosion-resistant metals. Platinum group metals are, are expensive and scarce. The main deposits are primarily located in the Republic of South Africa, areas in the former Soviet Union, and Canada. Next, rare earth metals. The term rare earth in detective rare earth are not necessarily rare. The name derives from oxide mineral in which they are discovered. The family tree has these members: scandium, platinum, praseodymium, promethium, europium, terbium, holmium, thallium, lutetium. Representative properties. Some rare earth can be fabricated cold. All are poor conductor of electricity and are paramagnetic. Next, representative use. Rare earth metals are used in coarse carbons for air lighting. Mixed metal iron alloys serve as flames for lighter. Glass is polished with chromium oxide. Special purpose metal and alloys. Uranium is a moderately strong and ductile metal that can be cast, formed, and welded by a variety of standard methods. It is used in non-molecular applications primarily because of its high density. Vanadium. The melting point of vanadium is 50 Fahrenheit, chemically active and closely related to niobium, tantalum, titanium, and chromium. Vanadium is soft, ductile, and strong. Next, magnetic alloys. Magnetic material are broadly classified into two groups with either hard or soft magnetic characteristic. Soft magnetic materials become magnetized by relatively low strength magnetic field, and when the applied field is removed, they return to a state of relatively low residual magnetic. Next, electrical contact materials. Electrical contact materials are devices that make and break electrical circuits. Contacts are made of elemental metals, composite, or alloys that are made by the melt cast method of manufacture by powder metallurgy (PM) process. Okay, maybe that's all for me. So thank you. Bye bye.